we also want you to understand, once you achieve that wealth, not if, but once you achieve that wealth, what is your responsibility as a human being?
So let me ask this. Is there anybody here who does not know who Marcus Lemonis is? Raise your hand if you do not know. You're lying. I can see the grin on your face. Okay, thank you.
Love you, Marcus. Love you too.
So
I used to be. I'm the nonprofit now.
He's the artist formerly known as the prophet.
That's right.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Marcus has for several years been a fixture in our events as somebody that we really respect and admire and think has the servant's heart that we have to help other people. He's concerned about giving. He's concerned about serving. He's built several amazing businesses and is a fantastic entertainer as well on the shows. But the shows are shows with heart because he's helping people on those shows. And I think you just finished recently. When was season 8?
Season 8 finished last fall.
Okay.
And we just wrapped about a month ago a new show, which is very different for HGTV, called The Renovator, where we go into people's houses and try to understand what's wrong with them.
Interesting.
And we use their house.
Do you start with what's wrong with you?
Close. Yeah. But what happened is through COVID, I really started to learn that the common theme that was happening across businesses that were struggling is that at the root of that is that they were struggling with what was happening at home.
Yeah.
And I almost thought to myself that I should have years ago done it the inverse. And so we go into these folks' home and we understand their money issues, their relationship issues, and we only use the renovation as the vehicle to uncover and unpack. So I found a couple that, the wife found out that the husband was hiding $200,000 of cryptocurrency.
Oh, wow.
And the folks at HGTV saw the show. They were like, wait, what is this? But the reality of it is that if you go inside of anybody's home, you learn a lot more about them. And when you see businesses sometimes, and business leaders sometimes struggling, you think it's their ineptness, and it's not. And you think it's their lack of effort, and it's not. Every single person in business has some baggage that we don't know about.
Right.
Everybody in this room has baggage we don't know about. And so I wanted to pierce that veil a little bit to give people the level of comfort to discuss, my business is struggling because my stuff at home is a mess. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we're trying to do, and we'll see what happens.
So one season in on that now?
We are 8 episodes in. I'm going to be at your house next week.
Uh-huh.
You said you wanted a new kitchen, right?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
I did.
We're going to do more than the kitchen, for sure.
I like the metaphor. So why did you decide to end the Prophet Show?
Well, there's a couple reasons. One, my wife, who's here in the room somewhere, got tired of petty people being entitled. And I think, I'm a capitalist at heart, but I'm an altruistic capitalist. That doesn't mean that I'm going to give you everything that you ask for, and that doesn't mean that I'm not going to hold you accountable.
It wasn't called the nonprofit.
Right. Well, it's not even about that, right? When we get into business, the purpose of it is to really chart our own course. But this entitlement that some business owners have just started to wear on me. And there were too many people that, quite frankly, want to grow their business with the right process. So I'm working on some new business shows with a different network, a very big network that I can't discuss, that'll give me the ability to probably hold people a little more accountable.
Okay. What
Started to feel a little regulated.
Yeah? Tell us, can you tell us about the shows?
Yeah, I mean, so we're looking at...
Tell us what the network rhymes with?
I cannot. It's not a streaming platform, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
And it's not the same home that I used to be at, which was NBC.
All right.
But I'm really looking at doing 3 different concepts. One, I believe that people do really silly things when money's around.
Amen.
And so we're working on a concept where we'll lock 12 know-it-alls in an empty and abandoned bank with $1 million of cash on the table, literally in front of them. And they're all people who think they know the best way to invest. So you have NFT, crypto people, gamblers, people who trade cars, house flippers.
Are my kids going to be there?
No, they're not going to be there because you won't let them. I tried. But there are folks that we want to see the social experiment of how people behave when there's money in front of them. And so that's one concept. And it has a little bit of Big Brother feel, but money's involved.
Right.
And the whole premise is to show people how people will act differently when there's money in front of them, including will they try to steal it?
Ooh.
Like $20 because the cash is there. There's no security guards. There's hidden cameras, but will people try to steal a little bit?
Interesting.
The second concept that we're working on that is very near and dear to my heart is that there are a lot of people that are on the brink of financial disaster, personally.
Right.
And they don't really understand that when they go inside of their home, they're really running a different sort of P&L. Money coming in from their income, money going out from their expenses. And there's this little dirty secret called a credit card that creates this bridge between the money coming in and the money going out. And it all seems fine until they hit a wall.
Right.
And so I'll immerse myself in their home and in their family, living with them, grocery shopping with them, understanding what they spend money on, and we're going to sell things, liquidate things, and change our life, including getting different jobs, getting a second job. And it's not meant to be a sad, sacky sort of approach. It's meant to inspire people that, one, you can take control of your financial destiny. Two, financial literacy in this country is a real problem. We teach math, which is 1 + 1, but we don't teach people how to understand how money is a weapon and a tool at the same time.
Yeah.
And then the third will feel similar to what you've seen me do in the past.
Okay.
Except my wife had a strong hand in the structure of the show, which is we will no longer be making the deals in the beginning. We'll be making the deals not after we see the trailer of the movie. We're going to watch the movie and then we're going to decide.
Interesting.
And so it's really all circled around business, but back to the same things, which are the principles of good ethics, good morals, good hard work, lots of sacrifice, first person in, last person out, and all the things that you talked about in those 4 squares. All those things that people don't think about, we need to do it in a simplistic way.
That's really great. Outside of the entertainment, or at least of those entertainment things, what would you say you're most excited about that you're working on right now?
Well, we have spent about $50 million. My wife and I have spent about $50 million setting up different success forums at various universities, allowing kids, particularly women and people of color who have not had an opportunity to access the educational platform and then potentially access funds to start their first business, to invest in something. And so we've been super blessed. Thank you. We've been super blessed with our primary business, which is we own a business called Camping World. And we've been super blessed by that. We have 14,000 people that are doing an amazing job. But there's only the 2 of us. And so we don't live off of much. We're not fancy people. We don't spend a lot of money. And we've both decided that if we could leave this earth infinitely better than we found it, then we're going to be in pretty good shape. At least, regardless of what faith you have or what you believe in, at some point we're going somewhere. I just don't want to go south. So we decided that was a way for us to leave a long-lasting legacy that if we could change one person's life, we'd be in pretty good shape.
That's really cool. What is it called?
It's a Lemonade Foundation.
Okay.
And so we started last year. We surprised my alma mater, high school. We went there on a Tuesday. We got the entire faculty together. It's a small private school that teachers don't make a lot. And we gave each of them $18,000 bonuses that day. And then we gave the school $12 million to start a really great program. And then a couple months later, we went to Marquette, where I went to college. And we built a $15 million student success center geared towards women and people of color. And we're about to announce a big gift at a university that was part of my childhood hometown in Miami.
Oh, very cool.
We're really excited about that.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
So the reason that Roland likes to put me on the spot about stuff like that is because The reason that organizations like his exist is because I'm going to say we because I feel like I'm part of your family. We want you to grow your net worth.
Yes.
We want you to grow your wealth. We want you to grow the number of employees that you have because you're giving them a roadmap for their own success. But I'll speak for myself, and he can decide if he wants to echo it. We also want you to understand, once you achieve that wealth, not if, but once you achieve that wealth, what is your responsibility as a human being? You can buy nice things, you can have nice things. I'm a big believer that if you work for it, it belongs to you. If you own it, you decide what happens. If you have nice things, that's your business. But you can have nice things and do nice things.
Yes.